My girlfriend, F18, freaked out because of something I, M18, said to her when we were hugging. Me and my GF have been together 18 months, she's my first GF and we are each other's first sexually, and I want to marry her when I can afford to start a family and she feels the same. I'm very lucky to have found her because she is the most amazing GF I could wish for. Quite often she will sleep round the house I rent, super cheap where I live, and we will sleep in the same bed after or during sex. We only started having sex a few weeks ago. Last night we were cuddling and I told her that it feels really nice cuddling her. She asked why and I said it makes me feel like a baby. Cringy, I know, but I was swimming with happy hormones and in quite a vulnerable place emotionally that I've never really gone to before. Her reaction shocked me because she instantly pulled away and was grossed out. I explained that when she holds me it makes me feel safe and loved in a way that no one ever has. Since I was a little kid, I'm a giant gymnast and was pretty isolated as a teenager, but it just kept digging a hole. She started almost yelling that I wanted a mom rather than a girlfriend, which is hurtful because my relationship with my mom is almost non-existent. It's also not true because I love her like my GF, not like my mom, but I just couldn't get my words out. When I asked if she felt the same way when I cuddle her, she said yes, she feels protected and safe, but it's different because she's a girl, which I sort of get because I'm much bigger and tougher than her. She then went home and here I am, she's not responding to my texts, and there's no way I'm asking any of my friends for help with how embarrassing the situation is. I don't know what to do because I wasn't lying with what I said, but I feel really dirty and disgusted with myself for being so weak and cringy. Like I want to punch myself in the face, but I'm also feeling anxious and shaky because I went from being chilled out to being yelled at in 30 seconds. I think I just need to shut up. How do I fix this? Is there any way to salvage this and convince her I'm not some pervert or freak? Update. Just finished talking to her. She dumped me. She texted me to say she doesn't want to be with me anymore. I came over and she basically laid into me and told me she lost all respect for me when I went soft in front of her. I was almost crying and she used that as a reason as well, saying if I cry when I get broke up with I'm not grown up enough to be with her. I tried to explain I was just saying her cuddling me made me feel safe, but she got all grossed out and said she didn't want to hear it. She said as well that I'm not a man in the bedroom either, which is her saying about when she asked me to choke her during sex and I didn't want to. I wouldn't mind her choking me, but I just am not into hurting people I love at all. She also sort of pressured me into our first time. Now I think about it, probably a lot of warning signs I ignored because I'm a man and she's a girl. So yeah, I thought she loved me for me, but obviously not. Because I'm not just a gymnast who fights and lifts, I'm a person with feelings. When I tried to say all this, she shut me down and told me to fuck off basically. All the girls who are ever into me turn off horrible. The nice girls I used to crush in school always thought I was too rough or whatever, but the truth is I don't want to be some Christian Grey type boyfriend. I just want to love and be loved by someone. They are super young and society does put ridiculous ideas in people's head that takes years of conscious effort to break down. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with liking the feeling of comfort and safety from being cuddled by someone he feels safe and loved by, but she is so young she may still be invested in the idea of toxic masculinity, and feel that it detracts from his manhood. Hopefully with age and experience GF can learn that having and appreciating your emotions doesn't detract from any strength people have. You can try to emphasize that you merely meant that you enjoy the fact she is a safe space for you, and that you appreciate you can be vulnerable with her and trust her, just as much as you enjoy being her safe space, and her comfort. That you're glad to have found that with someone. She sounds like she lacks emotional maturity. You're both 18, you're kids, any adult can understand the context of feeling safe in your partner's arms. It may have came out odd, but she way overreacted. I think she owes you an apology. Dude, 1000% what you said was not cringy. You felt like a baby, not like an actual baby. But you felt warm and loved and protected like a baby would. Sorry man, your lady is immature AF if she cannot understand that. Maybe even a little sexist? That's the vibe I get. You're a man, you're not allowed to feel like a baby. Honestly man, I'd definitely consider breaking up, at least talk and discuss this first. I love cuddling with my woman. I definitely feel like a baby when she holds me and we call that to each other. I promise you there are women out there who wouldn't care or get mad at you saying that. Good luck, homie. I, F19, found my nudes on my dad's, 52 meters, phone. What should I do? He asked me to make him a Twitter account and I wanted to set it up with a random bio and pics so we can get to the part where I teach him how to tweet and use Twitter, and while I was scrolling through his pics to put a picture of him, I found a picture of me that I sent to my ex over 4 years ago of my naked form in his picture gallery. The picture was screenshotted. I can't see where he screenshotted it from, but he took like at least 5 screenshots of it. I acted like I didn't see anything because I didn't know what to do and I told him how to tweet. I told him I have to go to my mom and I left. I didn't tell anyone about this. My mom and dad are divorced and already have a shot ton of problems of their own and I feel really awkward about it all and probably won't go to my dad's house like ever again. Honestly, I feel really weird about it now and don't get me wrong, he never in any way harmed me. He's been a great dad to me and I never had trouble with him, but this. I really don't know what to do or how to act and I just keep having meltdowns about it and I cried for like an hour yesterday and a bit today too. It's too much and I don't understand why he would keep a picture like this or even where he got it from. Advice. Is it possible that he did not take the screenshot but rather someone sent them to him after finding your pictures online? A concerned friend might have alerted your dad and he saved the images while he figured out what to do next. This feels entirely possible. You're going to have to talk with him to find out the truth. How you go about doing that is not something I'm qualified to advise you on. All I'm saying is that we don't have all of the information and that any assumptions could be wildly incorrect. Did you and your ex end on bad terms? Also, I don't think this is something you can keep to yourself. You really need somebody you can lean on and trust in this type of situation. I am so sorry. I'd agree it's more likely someone sent it him. A guy who needs help setting up a Twitter account may not realize images are saved or something like that. I think it's fair to say that he's a creepy monster is probably the less likely scenario in this case. Time for an awkward conversation either way. I, F30, found out a guy, M43, I'm seeing has a wife and kids. I'm going to preface this by saying, I haven't been in a relationship in 6 years. A couple of years ago my brother killed himself. I have some best friends who helped me through it. I felt strong enough to want to get to meet someone and maybe try to live life again. I met a guy online. We completely hit it off. We talked for 3 months online, on WhatsApp, etc. We really got along and still do. There was definitely a connection. He lived with his brothers, or they lived with him, rather. We phoned each other, he called me, etc. It was nice. Anyway, he shared his name with me. We met up in person for a drink and went our separate ways. Definitely something there. We then met up again overnight to hang out. We basically met up for dinner, had some drinks, and had separate hotel rooms but ended up in the same one. Definitely a great time. Falling for him. We live a distance away, hence overnight was required as we met halfway. I started checking his post history to remind myself about what he posted so I could gauge what he was looking for. Turns out his age differed and clearly it wasn't a year within posts. I looked into it and found out he was older than he said. I asked him about this. He told me he was self-conscious about his age. He's actually 43, not 36. Okay. No biggie. I told him, if you have lied to me about anything else, now is the time to tell me. Get it out now. He said nothing, that was it. We met up again, same place. Had a great time. Told him this was turning into something for me, and whether he saw it as FWB or something more. He said something more. He felt the strong draw to each other, like I did. We said we'd take 2 weeks to think it through and then decide if it was more or less. We are texting every day. He doesn't call me at home. He calls me in the office. After 5 days of seeing each other, I was reflecting and thinking something might be off. He had nieces but not his nieces. They were his dad's sister's children's children. Those are not nieces. I looked up some more. Down a Facebook page, and pretty quick I found out. Is married. Has 2 children. Wife works with him. Wife and him still evidently together. So, Not sure what to do. Parking all my emotions for 5 minutes, the following options are: end it, don't mention it and ghost. Confront, end it and ghost. Ghost and tell his wife. Just ghost. Not sure what to do. She deserves to know. But it'll break up a family. But I don't know how many people he's done this with. I hate people like this. I'd tell his wife first, then block and ghost him. He sounds like a serial cheater. He's already lied about his age, and his family. Don't confront him before you tell his wife, as he will try and lie his way out of it. I'm in an open relationship, but didn't know how to tell you. Etc., etc., blah blah blah. His poor wife needs to know, as shitty as it is. Sorry you've gone through this. And great detective work. Thanks. You're right. She deserves to know. What frustrates me is, I gave him an out. I told him earlier, tell me if you've lied to me. I even asked him that after we slept together so it wasn't like he was waiting for something. And I told him I can't stand liars. I dated a guy for 3 months earlier this year. Then I met his girlfriend of 5 years. What's wrong with these guys? But trust it has nothing to do with you or me. Thanks for watching the video. Please, don't forget to share your opinions on the video by liking and commenting on the video. Kindly subscribe and turn on the notification bell icon so that you don't miss any of our exciting episodes.